you to be frank about the plus-size experience within fashion.
Honestly, still incredibly fatphobic that we still aren't being catered to, and we are still having to subscribe to this standard of beauty that says that we, in the bodies that we are in, are not enough.
Can you share some perspective on navigating life in a bigger body?
It's been a huge struggle. I really feel like as plus-size women, we're not kind of seen as equals. Just existing in a bigger body, you are, I was going to say putting yourself in the firing line, but people are choosing to fire at you.
Even small things that people don't think about. I can't just like go into the high street shops with my friends and like be like, this is cute, I'm going to try it on, because nothing fits. I just want to feel like I belong in society that I grew up in.
We're here to give space to people that rightfully deserve it but don't always get it. We're here to showcase the strength, sisterhood and community that has come from plus-size people. And we're here to show the direct effect a genuinely inclusive team and production has on both the consumer and the people who are involved.
Even if your body is something that you're comfortable with and you feel like you deserve to take up space, the world very much is still telling you that you don't. It really feels like an act of resistance to just simply exist in your body and go about like day-to-day life.
What do you think the main issues are with accessibility in plus-size fashion?
People, brands, corporations have this assumption that we do not know how to dress. People have this assumption that we aren't as stylish or we're not as put together, or we kind of just accept the dregs. We still are in an environment where brands are catering to, I want to say like size 22, size 24 tops, and saying that it's plus size. Brands should be going to like a size 28, 30 as standard so that all bodies can feel included.
People decide what our bodies should wear. There isn't a lot of brands out there catering for us in trendy and interesting designs. Trendy stuff rarely come in our sizes, and if they do, they are so badly done that it's so discouraging to even think about getting it. So that's why maybe many of us are starting to create our own clothes and our own trends.
I don't think it's what plus looks like, but what does plus look like? You know, I think plus is a broad spectrum.
Not enough people in larger bodies being at the table when big decisions are being made or conversations are being had. There's an idea of in people's mind of how it's portrayed to be in a bigger body or plus size. Either like you're really insecure and you want to wear everything baggy and you're not confident about your body, or everything has to be like a political act or like talk loads about how you love your body, so you can't just wear a crop top or like wear a string bikini. It has to be a whole narrative behind it. It can't just be like everybody else.
How do you feel about current plus-size casting?
I think plus size casting at the moment is it's doing the least. It's doing the very bare minimum. I think there are so many beautiful plus size bodies and models, and we're just not utilising that as a society.
People are looking at us and saying, hey, you actually don't fit in here. But we do, because we're models and we're there to represent the same way the rest of the women are.
A lot of the plus size casting is just people are pigeonholed into like very commercial things, and often not things where there's that much creativity. It's very much just like you get what you're given and then you should be lucky to cast or book the job.
Although I see progress and although I see that it's gotten better, I would have to say that sometimes I still feel like I'm there to fill a quota. I personally believe that I deserve to achieve everything that I put effort into. These are normal bodies. It's nothing different. I am natural, I am normal.
Has representation affected your identity in any way?
Representation has affected my identity massively. I didn't know what I looked like until I was about 16, when I got to see music like garage and things like that, showing other people that looked like me. It wasn't in a mainstream way, wasn't in a global way.
I feel like I have seen myself being represented in order to profit those who are casting people like me, not because they actually care. It was my dream to be a model, to be an actor, but I didn't see the likelihood of that happening with me being plus size. So there was a time where I didn't think it would be possible, really.
I feel like growing up and not seeing people that look like you, being able to feel seen is just important, especially for the younger generation, being able to see people that look like you.
Can I ask you to be frank about the plus size experience within fashion?
The plus size experience within fashion is shit. Like, you've got people over here telling you not to shop fast fashion. You've got people over here telling you to lose weight. You've got people over here saying this, that. Why can't I just exist, see myself represented like everyone else gets to, and be happy?
Yeah, all of that.
I think right now it's a lot of the same shape and the same skin tone and the same features and general aesthetic, and I think it's really difficult for there to be representation for all the different types of women that there are in the world if all that they're seeing projected back to them is that one type of person.
We haven't had the opportunities or the options or the choices to be able to express ourselves through fashion, and instead we have been limited to being an afterthought and not having as many opportunities. Things like the body positivity movement and various self-love movements over the last 10 years, even though they have brought so many conversations to the forefront regarding bigger bodies, a lot of these movements are performative, to say the least.
What change would you like to see in terms of visibility in the fashion industry?
First and foremost, I think we need to actually see it. Society's standard of what's a bigger body. It's fat in the right places. Lots of cellulite can be seen, and it's always aged stretch marks, not red raw stretch marks. It's like the old softer ones, and it's beautiful and it's pretty. I'm really grateful for the fact that we're getting to see cellulite and we're getting to see these stretch marks still, but we're not seeing it for what it really is.
Move your head slightly, Imogen, move it, yeah. Yeah. Yes!
I want to see spaces that are all. I don't just want to see one, I want to see all. I want to see all different people together like real life.
I want to see the big bums, the small bums, the no bums. I want to see the big boobs, the small boobs, the no boobs.
Adorn your face. Yeah.
Until we get to a point where bodies of all shapes and sizes are represented fairly across the board when it comes to mainstream brands, high street brands and high fashion brands, then it's never going to be equal.
Just more people, more things like this, more people like us standing out there, being authentically us, doing what we need to do, and showing our true selves, not being afraid of who we are.
What are your hopes for the future?
I hope that we can have a world where everybody is represented in all different types of ways throughout campaigns and beauty and e-com and high fashion.
I feel like it would be nice to be just human, to be just you, to just be and be able to get into a shop and buy, be able to walk on the street wearing a crop top, not wearing a bra, and not have anybody staring at you like some different kind of person or something.
My hope for the future is that we can get to a point where society as a whole begin to unlearn all of the toxic narratives surrounding weight, commenting on weight, and fat phobia.
I just want to see people looking good and feeling good who look like me without any compromise on that.
I hope that we actually start to see the need for plus size people to take up space behind the camera, in teams, in boardrooms, in places where decisions are made, in places where things are produced, created, and put out from a genuine place of understanding, relatability, adoration. I hope we start to see an actual change in how and why plus-size people are represented and cast. And I hope that we continue broadening and amplifying the conversation around plus-size representation, plus-size visibility, the knock-on effect on identity, and we actually start to see genuine growth and not the same repetitive cycle that we've been in for like 3 to 5 years.